Ask me about my wiener.
Little known fact, that used to be what Santa used to say. Everybody thinks it's always been ho, 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 but it's not. It used to be, ask me about my wiener. Ask me about my wiener. Hey, you, come here, come here, come here. Get Santa a old kiss. No, that's what it used to be. And then somebody got offended. You know, the woke police. Listen to me. I sound hammered because I got the hiccups. Ask me about my wiener. Anyway, I couldn't find a Christmas soundbite, and I'm on a time crunch. So I was like, let's play some wiener sounds.
Ask me about my wiener.
Fucking Santa Claus. He is a pervert. I tell you what. Oh, ho, 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 and wiener, wiener, wiener. That's what he's all about. A lot to get into on this Christmas Eve. Hope you're having a great day. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. You're probably not going to like this episode. Although I have some stuff that you can make fun of, so that's fine. It's fine. I get it. That's got to suck, by the way. If you're Jewish or any other religion, or maybe you're just atheist and you just don't celebrate anything, which is fine. Believe what you want to believe or don't believe what you want to believe. It's got to be annoying because today's I should say Christmas Day's the day that you want to go get some steak at, Texas Roadhouse or go to Chick-fil-A. Guess what? Can't go anywhere. Just about everywhere's closed. There's a few Asian-inspired restaurants in the area that I noticed they're open on holidays. That's about it. And that sucks for if you don't have a hankering for that. If you're really craving some freaking barbecue, you're fucked. It's got to be annoying, right? It has to be. It's annoying to me because, and I do celebrate Christmas because like by the midday I'm like, okay, I'm done. Let's go. It'd be nice if I could go somewhere and get something to eat, but you can't. Burger King's closed. Right? That's annoying. I'm wearing my son's Santa hat for the video. If you're tuning in on the video, you'll see it. It's a little worn out. He said, hey, yeah, you can use it for the episode. Just don't tug on the ball. And I said, I've heard that before. When have I ever listened to that? And he just stared at me in shame and said, no, seriously, the ball's about to fall off. And again, where have I heard that before? Am I right? Ooh, Daddy's drunk. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. A lot to get into. A lot of, Christmassy themed stuff that we're going to get into. The pros and cons of believing in Santa. I got those. And there's some big time university backup to go with what I believe, even though a lot of people don't lean that way. So that's going to be fun to get into. A lot of people are going to be anti what I have to say and what the university have to say, but it is kind of interesting. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching, by the way. And remember, today's show is presented to you by Game Time PDR as well as Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform. If Santa was real, this is what he'd be using to gamble. Just saying. And by the way, if you got kids and they're listening to this, guess what? I just burst the bubble. Santa ain't real, kids. Santa ain't real. But you know what is? Gambling. And Bet Online is your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. Now, they got the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball, NHL to UFC. Go ahead and make your way to betonline.ag right now. Don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, B-L-E-A-V, and you're going to get a welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's a Christmas miracle. Oh, boy. Bet Online, the game starts here. I don't know if I need to play the headline open, but I'll go ahead and do it.
Let's go! Let's go! And now, here are the headlines.
A study at Oxford, Durham, Edinburgh, I think that's how you say it, and Leeds Universities, those are all different ones, I'm guessing, I don't know why I said that. I'm stupid. Anyway, found that believing in Santa didn't actually make children be nicer. They didn't act nicer. Engaging in family activities such as singing carols and putting up decorations actually did make them nicer. Overall, to kind of recap it, the researchers found that no link between believing in Santa and there was no link between believing in Santa and good behavior, but the good behavior did increase around December 25th, right as it had approached. Probably turned to little dicks right after. But only if families engaged in costly rituals such as decorations and carolers. That makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me. Because as a father growing up, there was a point in time where it did matter. And you could control your kids. That's what it comes down to. Control your kids for the holidays and get them to act nicer because you could dangle that carrot, be like, Santa ain't gonna fucking come if you're being a little dickhead. And they're like, oh, I don't want my presents to go away because that's all that's important in life is gifts. Then they'd act nicer. But eventually that wears thin and they start to wonder, is that even a real thing? With all those little hidden doubts rolling around in their noggin, next thing you know, they're still little dickheads, despite the fact that you're dangling over their heads with the, what's it called? The Santa Claus thing. So I put a poll up on Facebook and another poll up on Twitter asking the same thing in regards to Santa Claus. Facebook, I said, should we as a society stop lying to our kids and get rid of the idea of Santa Claus and other mythical creatures? Facebook results were 66% yes, we should stop lying. No was 34. Wait, no, I rearranged that. It's 34 of yes, we should stop, and 66 said no, we shouldn't. Now on Twitter, it was a little bit more lopsided. No, we shouldn't stop lying to our kids, or yes, we should. No, 87%. That's the final votes. Yes was 13. So here's at least one comment from Facebook. Mike on Facebook said, I think keeping up a long lie messes with a kid's head. We preach to them about not lying and living honestly, yet we keep up this years-long charade or charade, depending where you're from. I've heard it both ways. You find out Santa isn't real, and your mind goes to, what else are my parents lying about? And this is all assuming your kids don't notice the disparity between their Christmases with their peers. Why does Aiden and Timberlake not get a flat screen TV and trips to Disney World? Or why do they? Because their parents are rich motherfuckers. Or if they believe in Santa, Santa likes them better. See, that's where it really screws with their heads. Then he finished up with, by the way, I'm still waiting for my Lexus topped with a big red bow in my snow-covered driveway. When you stop and think about it like that, Mike has a lot of valid points that I butchered as I read that. My apologies. I probably have, what is that where you read stuff all goofy? I don't remember. Dyslexia. Nothing you can do about it now. Fuck. The point being, when until they figure out the truth about it, there is a lot of issues with why is quote unquote Santa giving my friends something bigger and better and I get something quote unquote lesser, or vice versa. why am I getting these big ass nice gifts and then my friend gets jack shit? It messes with you. And then that is put back in your mind of there's differences that Santa, this alleged entity that is supposed to be kind and giving to everybody, actually has favorites and plays favoritism towards others, and you're in there somewhere, right? Right? You tell me that doesn't go through. I'm not saying it's gonna make their life a living hell. It might. It might. Look what you're doing, you son of a bitch. But the point being is it's going to screw them up at their beginning stages of development in their minds. It's going to create some issues. And I think it's weird that people can't see that. I have a buddy whose wife is Jewish. He grew up, I want to say, Christian. When they got married, they had to have a big, serious conversation about, what do we do for Christmas? Do we tell them the truth about what Santa is and they just keep it a secret and not tell everybody? Or do we lie to them? And the wife's perspective, I agree with, is, why would we start their life with a lie? I say all this, but what did I do? We started our kids' lives off with a big fucking lie. And then when the kids find out, they say the same thing. Why would you lie to us about it? I don't know, because everybody else lied about it. My son, who I devastated years ago by, lying to him about Santa Claus, just gave me a sandwich, even though I said, I don't want a sandwich. You just ruined Christmas. Thank you. It, it is kind of one of those weird things that we do it. And listen, if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. But it would be hard to go against the grain on this. It is such a big machine, the idea of Santa Claus and Christmas, right? Is it more of a dick to lie to your kids about it? Or are you more of a dick to not lie to your kids about Santa, and then they know the secret, and then when they go to school and they're just sitting there looking at all their fellow classmates who believe in something that they know is clearly a lie? It's kind of a mind fuck either way. But listen, if your kids are tuning into this podcast, the cat's out of the bag. They shouldn't be listening to this. I put the little marker on there that says, this is not for children. It's for grown-ass people. And if they're listening to this, yeah, your parents have been lying to you. Fuck, God only knows what else they're lying to you about. Seriously. Just saying. I'm very mixed on this. I'm mixed on it because I remember the joy and the wonder that dripped down their faces when they thought Santa Claus was, delivering presents. We had a family member dress up as Santa Claus. We had somebody let us borrow a Santa Claus costume, and then another family member wore it, and then we had it on security camera, and they thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. But it's a lie. It's just so it's a mind fuck to the parents too. But then we've talked about this before. Don't need to go down too deep in it, but thinking, my daughter was bringing it up the other day. She's like, it is really weird about Santa Claus, but it's weirder with the Tooth Fairy and then the Easter Bunny. Santa Claus is weird, but not as weird as those. And then they brought up leprechauns. I was like, whoa. There's people in Ireland that truly believe in leprechauns or what are those, like trolls of the forest and stuff like that. I was like, don't bring that up to anybody that speaks with an Irish accent. If they're eating their Lucky Charms, don't you dare bring up the leprechauns. Because they'll fucking slice you. They will. The leprechaun's in me. But I don't know. You tell me, do you see it ever fading away? And based off of the research, it's like kids aren't better. At one point, that this may have helped control kids and get them back on track to being a nice person. But current research is saying, no, that's not the case anymore. And if anything, if you want your kids to be better, you spend more time with them and do fun things with them, like decorate, sing songs, and stuff like that. Not necessarily the idea that there's a strange man that's going to break into your home, and if you're nice and if you're asleep, because he knows when you're sleeping, because he likes to watch, and if you give him cookies in exchange, he'll leave you some presents. So bizarre. That doesn't keep them in line. What does keep them in line and keeps them happy is interaction with their parents, their loved ones. So do you ever see that the idea of Santa Claus fading away, or at least the lie of Santa Claus ever fading away? Would that devastate you? I think that it sounds like, based on the research, it would be more devastating to the adults than it is the kids. Weird. I think we need to bring back Krampus, because Krampus is over in, where is that? Finland, something like that. Because it's the word Krampus comes from the old High German word Krampen, which means claw. Krampus is thought to have originated in Germany and is believed to come from stories of house spirits like elves or kobolds. Never heard of that. Krampus is the devilish companion of Saint Nicholas, dun, 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 who rewards good children with presents on December 5th and 6th. Krampus punishes naughty children with branches, sticks, or by eating them or taking them to hell. That's a weird line. You're either going to get branches or sticks, or I'm going to eat you and take you to hell. Please be a stick. Please be a stick. That's so troubling. What the fuck? Krampus is a dick, and he sounds moody. If he's just like, I'm either going to give you some branches and sticks, or you know what? You looked at me sideways. Fuck you. I'm going to eat you and take you to hell. Shit. What an asshole. Now, I also put up worst gifts ever. I got a lot from some listeners, and one that I got from an article. But I'll tell you mine. I've shared this with you guys before. Worst gift I ever received was from my brother. Now, I say worst, but it's still fucking hilarious. But really embarrassing, because it was a family gathering. We're all adults. We're with our significant others. And my brother, I'm opening it up. My mom is there. My wife's sitting next to me. But my mom is like so interested. Oh, honey, what did your brother Christopher get you? And I'm like, hold on, Mom, I haven't fucking opened it. But get off my back. And then I open it up, and I'm sitting there looking at him like, I don't understand what this is. It's a variety of rings. They're black rings. They're kind of like rubbery. I'm like, what the fuck is it? And I look over at my brother, and he's cracking up. And I'm not getting the joke. And I'm like, what is it? And then I remove more of the paper, and it's cock rings. He gave me cock rings, a variety pack, just in case. See what fits, which is nice, because thankfully he didn't buy me a giant ass cock ring. He's like, good luck getting into this one. But he gave me those, and my mom's like, oh, what did he get? Are those napkin rings? Oh, Christopher, you're such a good gift giver. And I don't remember if it was the same Christmas or the next Christmas. He gave me a leopard thong. It was literally a banana hammock because there was nothing in the back other than strings. But up front, there was a pouch of leopard print. It was so, and again, had to open up that in front of my mom. Very weird. Very, very uncomfortable. Now, I posted this on Facebook as well as Twitter. Spencer wrote in, I hate gag gifts. I'm so awkward because I'm never sure if it's a gag gift or just a bad gift. So I awkwardly say thank you for the gift. And then the person who gave the gag gift has to say, oh, no, it's not a joke. Oh, we all know a joke is the funniest when you, oh, he wrote that funny. Oh, not it's a joke. Anyway, either way, if you have to explain it's a gag gift or a real gift because you suck at giving gifts, it just kind of ruins the whole thing. My wife brought up nothing. This was our wedding gift. This is not a Christmas gift. She said nothing will beat the single electric toothbrush for our wedding. I totally forgot that happened to us. A friend of my dad's, my dad passed away a long time prior to this, but he still stayed in touch with us. He showed up to our wedding, and the gift was one electric toothbrush. That's it for both of us. That's the wedding gift. Not even like a dual pack. No, it was one electric toothbrush. That's so bizarre. Pam wrote in, our grandma gave my younger brother a curling iron. He didn't want to have curly hair. She just thought he might, I guess. What if he was bald? That would be even weirder. Like, what am I going to curl? What? James wrote in, my weird uncle gave my brother and I a bag of hotel shampoo and soap. Then he said, make sure you split it up evenly. What a dick. Like he couldn't have that. What makes that even worse is not only did he obviously save up shampoo and soap for this, he didn't even have the decency to split it up for them. Didn't like go, okay, one shampoo for him, soap for him, soap for him, shampoo. You know, didn't even take the time to split it up. What a dick. Kyle, not that Kyle, said an envelope of coupons. Nana meant well, but dang. Now, maybe it was a Bed Bath & Beyond 20% off. I don't know. Those are pretty good. Seth said, my wife once got condoms and a Bible in her stocking because she was a sinner. Seth, I hope your wife's listening because you called her a sinner. You did. So those are all really good. Thank you guys for chiming in. Those are funny. There was an article that I read, and it's this lady saying that she went to HR because she was upset with her Secret Santa gift that she received. And an anonymous colleague for a white elephant gift, this is what she explained the gifts that it was like a kind of a stockpile of gifts. This is what she got. Chocolate with a 2020 expiration date. I don't know when she complained about this. I don't know if this was last year's or if it was this year's. But either way, it's expired chocolate. Manky old nail polish and coffee pods. Suspiciously worn socks. Okay. And lip balm. Then she adds in more information. They stink of stale perfume and are falling to bits. Those were in regards to socks. The nail varnish doesn't look bad, but the lids were covered in dust and felt dirty. There's also nail varnish all over the outer bottles because they probably used them. They're like, I don't like these. I don't like them. The lip balm also got that she got has clearly been used because it's full of fingerprints. So it must have been those ones that open up and you just like put your thumb on it and you rub it all over your lips or whatever. That's disgusting. Maybe the only thing I can say to this is some people do white elephant gifts differently. They're either going to be really funny gifts like this and just a bunch of randomness, or they're heartfelt. Hopefully you can use this. The white elephant gift we do with my wife's side of the family, it's always like, stuff that you can use. A lot of times you can't go wrong with booze, okay? Or games, or some of the best gifts I have. I got a gift a few years back where it's because you have a spending limit. It's usually like $20 to $30 total. I got a garage work light. I use it all the time. It's fucking awesome. I was sick. I think it was last year. I missed the Christmas, and my son did it for me, and he made sure I got a Swiss Army knife. I was like, that's cool. I still have that. So some of them are good, but then, I mean, I'd be irritated if I got all those. I wouldn't go to HR. That's fucking stupid. If management didn't say, if you want to participate, here are some ground rules. They can't be used items. This is on management. Now, if the management did that, they're like, you can't spend more than, say, $20, and they can't be used items. And if it's food, it can't be expired. Stuff like that. If they did that and the person still did it, that's fucked up. Somebody has to have the master list, though, of who bought who. HR should be, I guess, like that, in case somebody did be like, here, a wiggly dildo or something like that, just in case somebody did buy something inappropriate. Because otherwise, could you imagine, like, somebody opens up that gift, it's in front of all the bosses, and it's like some, super jiggly dong, and people are like, oh my God, people be screaming, a couple guys are being like, oh my God, that's hilarious. One lady's in there going, dang, I got that one. That one's a good one. That's a good one. But, then everybody be like, okay, somebody needs to fess up. Who bought this? Everybody be looking at each other going, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. They look like they could have done it. I guess we'll never know. Somebody has to have the master list of who has who, right? Right. Hey, we got more coming your way, but first, hey, listen up. Game Time PDR, paintless dent repair. If you got busted up by that hail back in May and you still haven't got it fixed, don't worry. I got a trustworthy shop for you. It's Game Time PDR. They're located here in Denver, and they are amazing. They specialize in paintless dent repair, which saves the integrity of your vehicle and restores the value back into your vehicle. Now, to celebrate the end of hail season and those procrastinators out there, they're offering a $200 gift card just to get your vehicle fixed. Game Time PDR has an expert claims specialist on staff to take the hassle out of dealing with the insurance claims and make it a seamless process. Game Time PDR is going to pay your deductible up to $1,000, but they need to see the vehicle in order to qualify. They do. They do. They're able to pay your deductible because they work and advocate for the customer first before the insurance company. Game Time PDR's expertise and experience are unmatched. They have over 30 years of experience. That's a lot, okay? I don't know why I said that. It's just funny. And they have some of the best technicians on the fucking globe, okay? They do. Call Anthony right now, 303-955-8200. Again, 303-955-8200 to schedule an evaluation. It's Game Time PDR, the MVP in dent repair. Before we get into some a quick mailbag, I always think about when I worked at the radio station, what I did around Christmas. When I worked with Scott Hastings and Alfred Williams, Hastings asked me to do a bit, and we wanted to be something like where I was a disgruntled elf. And it was one of the classic moments where this was my first character on the show or on radio. And I remember wondering like what's the voice gonna be? And it was literally last second and I changed it to what it should be. Because I was like, I was gonna do something like, I'm an angry elf. Oh boy, oh fiddlesticks. Like thinking of a classic elf, and I'm like, the very last second, I'm like, why would it have to be classic? Why can't I just be what would a disgruntled person sound like anyway? I've all heard enough. You're like, fuck Santa Claus, he's a piece of shit. So I was Frank the disgruntled elf, and it was something like that where it sounded like I had a cigar in my mouth type of thing. And he's like, Santa's a fucking prick. I didn't curse, obviously. He's always working us to the bone. Speaking of to the bone, I don't know what he did with, Sebastian the other day, but he was walking funny after that. I didn't say any of this, but that's that's basically what I was going towards. Is that Santa was a jerk and he was just a micromanager that just didn't treat his elves properly. And also, Frank the disgruntled elf has been an elf for way too long, type of thing. It was funny. It was really my first character on the show, and it's a forgotten one. We only did it once. We only did it once, and for a good reason. Just not that funny, but but hey, those were the building blocks for other things like Cowboy to Huff and like, that's right, Scotty. Frank, the disgruntled elf, is a pioneer, right? He's a pioneer for me, and that's right, and for Connery, because if it wasn't for Frank, the disgruntled elf, excuse me, I'm getting a little emotional. I wouldn't be able to bang your mother like I did last night. Oh, okay. Thank you, Frank, for allowing that to happen. So that's always fun for me to think about. Is back in the day when I started, that was a stepping stone. Got my feet wet with doing a character. I don't remember everything. I probably have the sound somewhere. I don't know if I want to listen to it. I probably don't because it's going to make me cringe. But you got to start somewhere, and you got to make mistakes. And when I had Hastings on like a year ago or whatever it was, we talked about that. When we first started in radio, we made a lot of mistakes. Whether it was just pure ignorance or just us being stupid, and we got away with things and maybe things we shouldn't have, but it helped us become better at what we do. So Frank the disgruntled elf is a trivia question, as far as I remember, is the very first character I ever did on a radio program, and he was a dick. Oh, I tell you what. It's weird, by the way, that there's NFL games on one, a Wednesday, and two, on Christmas Day. I kind of like it in a sense, but then it's, I feel like going back to the Santa Claus thing, I feel like we are kind of drifting away from the hardcore, you got to believe in Santa, and Christmas Day is such a pure day. I feel like we're just slowly drifting away from that with things like the NFL being on Christmas. It sucks for teams that have to play like 3 games in 10 or 11 days, whatever it is, like for the Chiefs. But hey, that's your gig. Can't complain. Can't complain. So that's a little bizarre to me. You know what? Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
This comes in from Andrew, and it's some leftovers from Festivus. He said, when you have to scan a QR code to check in for a reservation you've made, and then it doesn't work because you have bad service, so you stand there like a goon until someone comes to help you. I've had that happen before. It's like, I swear to God, it works, but you don't have, if as long as it, like if you get tickets, like say to a football game, like the Broncos tickets, if you get it, like if somebody gives you a digital ticket, it will change. The QR code will change after a certain amount of time. So you can't necessarily take a screenshot of it and then just have that on your phone so you don't have to worry about the poor service. But some of them don't do that. So that's what I would do in that situation. And if you're going to somewhere like Empower Field, they have good Wi-Fi there, or near the beginning of the game they do, because the seats aren't full. So you can get away with that. But I have had that happen where it's like, hold on, shit, I got bad. It's like still loading, and everybody's like, come on, Jesus Christ, this guy's holding up the line. Well, digital's supposed to be easier, but it's not always the case. So I get you on that one, Andrew. Michael wrote in, my grievance, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. Amen, brother. Amen. The biggest frauds in the NFL. But the problem is they could win a Super Bowl being quote unquote frauds, because I don't think they're that good of a team, but the luck or refs have gone in their way. There's been it's not just the Chiefs. There's been some bad missed calls this year in the NFL. It seems a lot worse than usual. But the Chiefs are benefiting from whether it's calls like that, missed calls, or just luck. Look at the game against Denver. The Broncos were all set up to win, and then that one guy on the left side just shit the bed, and then the Chiefs just ran through. So that's not anybody cheating. That's just somebody sucked at their job and fucked up. So I'm right there with you, Michael. I hate the Chiefs. I really want them to go down. And they annoy the fuck out of me. Here's the thing. For so many years, the tables were turned, and it was the Broncos type of thing. Or it was the Patriots. They're just the team to hate right now because they're doing well. But this season they don't seem all that legit. That they could. Here's the thing. They might end up with, like, say, the best record in the regular season, but there's a good chance they get knocked off early in the playoffs. It's not, I don't think that's just me saying that as a Broncos fan. I'm saying that as somebody that pays attention to football. They have played way too many tight games. Eventually that's going to catch up to them. And it would suck to be a Chiefs fan for that to catch up to them during the playoffs. But for everybody else, I think everybody be fine with that. That being said, I don't know from the AFC who I would like to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Certainly not the Chiefs. I don't want them. Obviously, I'd like to see the Broncos go through, but they have so many holes, and they're so wishy-washy. One week they show up and they're fucking on fire, and next week it's I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like Sean Payton's first day as a coach type of thing. Be like, why'd you give up the run game when it was working so well? I don't know. I just felt like changing it up. What? No. So it's going to be. If I could make obviously, I'll say the Broncos to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're well-rounded enough to do it. They haven't even secured a spot in the playoffs yet. They got 2 games left to win one, and there's a good chance they don't, and that's going to fucking piss me off. But if I were to look at the NFC, I would love to see the Lions make it to the Super Bowl. They've always been, because of Barry Sanders, they've been a team that's close to my heart, as in I loved watching him play. And it would be neat to see them go to the Super Bowl. And I think they got a well-rounded team there. So we'll see. Obviously, the season's not over, and you got the Broncos taking on the Bengals in Cincinnati this weekend. And fuck, we'll talk about that on Thursday. I'm taking tomorrow off. Tomorrow's Christmas. So don't be all pissy because I'm not doing a show tomorrow. I will do a show on Thursday, and we should be good to go. Thank you guys so much for joining the program. I'm so grateful for all of you for making this the #1 comedy podcast in the state of Colorado. It's all because of you, and I can't thank you enough. Hopefully, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, hopefully you have a great next few days and spend time with your family, because according to studies, that's all that really fucking matters, not Santa Claus. And that's what you can take away from this episode. Is it's not that I want Santa Claus to go away. I just don't think it's necessary anymore. And it might be causing more harm than good. Probably won't get more information on that and for another few years. But if that's the case, yeah, get rid of him. If he's if the idea of having Santa Claus is causing more harm to children, fucking get rid of him. Get rid of him. He's a fucking, red suit wearing dick, causing problems as I'm wearing a Santa hat.
Don't tug on the ball. It's going to fall off. Been there, done that.
Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you laughed a little bit in this episode. Hopefully you learned a little bit in this episode. It was a little bit interesting. Don't buy shitty gifts. Don't be that guy. If you're going to buy a gag gift, make sure it's pretty fucking obvious it's a gag gift, okay? Big thanks to Game Time PDR and, of course, Bet Online. It's Del Huff Uncensored. You guys are amazing. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.